David Anthony Burke, known professionally as David, spelt D4VD, is a 20-year-old American singer-songwriter from LA who rose to fame in 2022 via TikTok and YouTube with viral tracks like Romantic Homicide and Here With Me, blending indie rock, R&B and alt pop. And his music has amassed over 1 billion streams on Spotify and individual songs, and he has released a debut album, Withered, in April of 2025 under the Interscope Records. He's got 3.8 million followers on TikTok and 33 million monthly listeners on Spotify, but he has just been roped into a huge scandal, or a huge situation even, with an ongoing police investigation into the death of a 15-year-old by the name of Celeste Rivas Hernandez in Southern California. And with the teen reported missing in April of 2024, she was 13 at the time, and on September 8th of 2025, her decomposing remains were actually discovered in the trunk of an impounded Tesla Model 3 registered to David at a Los Angeles tow yard. Obviously, the vehicle has been towed 2 days earlier from Hollywood Street, but the situation has become really interesting because obviously a body's been found in a car that was registered to him in a compound that had allegedly been sat there for a few days. And there's also some interesting ties between Celeste and David, and also some very, very interesting things going on with regards to him actually not even being arrested yet. And there's a lot to cover with this. So that's kind of the back brief on everything that we know in a nutshell so far that led to this. Now, we've got some victim details, all right, some interesting details with regards to the victim. So Celeste was a 5'2" with wavy black hair. She's wearing a black tube top, black leggings, a yellow metal bracelet, and stud earrings, and she has a distinctive "shh" tattoo on her finger, which allegedly is a matching one to David. Bear that in mind, because that's obviously very, very interesting, because there's obviously a distinct link there between the two. Now, with regards to investigation updates at this current time of me recording this on September the 23rd, right? LAPD have identified the remains, and they have identified those on September 18th. On September 18th as well, authorities executed a search warrant at a Hollywood Hills home where David had been staying. The police are examining photos, social media, and Celeste's movements prior to her disappearance back in 2024. And the cause of death is pending autopsy at this current time, but the decomposition suggests that she died months ago, possibly around her disappearance time, which obviously was well over a year ago at this current time, being April of 2024. Now, as of right now, no official charges have been filed against David, and that is as of today, September 23rd, 2025. A representative for David has stated that he is cooperating fully with authorities, and online speculation includes allegations of a prior relationship starting when Celeste was 13 or 14, possibly even pimping, and David paying people to stay silent via cease and desist letters. A leaked 2023 SoundCloud track titled Celeste, credited to David, has fueled more rumours to this fire. And these claims stem from social media and unverified reports, but the police have not confirmed them as of right now. A vigil for Celeste was held recently, drawing community attention and protecting young women. Now, the professional fallout for David has been huge. Absolutely huge. So his tours have been cancelled, so the remaining US tour dates, including San Francisco on September 20th and LA, cancelled last week, and a full European/UK tour starting in late September were scrapped entirely, and the Seattle show was axed first. The promotions have been completely halted, so Interscope and Sony have suspended promotion of Withered Deluxe Edition, removed from Hollister Crocs and everyone else's campaigns. His collaborations have been completely scrapped as well, as everyone has publicly completely dropped him, and the public response has been divided. So some separate the art from the artist, right, and others boycott, citing discomfort with his lyrics and themes now linked to this case. because of some of his lyrics, and when you listen to them and you hear them, there is a bit of a link between what has allegedly happened and what he says in his songs. Is that, proof of him doing wrongdoing? Absolutely not. But let's talk a little bit more about the victim. So the victim in this situation, like I said, is Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who was a 15-year-old from Southern California, reported missing on April of 2024 when she was only 13 years old. Here's what we know about her based on, public information as of right now. A physical description. So Celeste was 5'2" tall with wavy black hair. At the time her remains were found, she was wearing a tube top, black leggings, and a yellow metal bracelet and stud earrings. Her identifying feature was that she had a distinctive sh tattoo on her finger, which reportedly matches a tattoo of on David, fueling speculation about a potential connection between the two. With regards to the disappearance, Celeste went missing on April 2024. And her mother told TMZ that Celeste had a boyfriend named David at the time, though no official confirmation links this directly to the D4VD David. Now, the discovery of the remains. On September 8th of 2025, her decomposing remains were found in the trunk or the frunk of a Tesla Model 3, which was registered to David, impounded in a LA tow yard after being towed from Hollywood Street on September 6th of 2025. The cause of death is still pending autopsy results, and the advanced decomposition suggests that she may have died months earlier, possibly around the time of her disappearance. And a vigil was recently held for Celeste, highlighting community concern and calls for protecting young women in the local area. Now, the police are investigating her movement, social media activity, and relationships prior to her disappearance. Unverified online claims suggest that she may have actually been in a relationship with David starting when she was only 13 or 14, but at this current time, these remain speculative and lack official confirmation, full stop. The investigation currently is ongoing with no charges filed as of September 23rd, 2025. Now, like I said before, a lot of people are claiming that her and David were in some kind of relationship. There is no official confirmation that these two had ever been in a romantic or sexual relationship. That the LAPD is investigating her death as a potential homicide, with David cooperating, but no charges have been filed as of right now. However, extensive social media reports, family statements, and resurfaced social media evidence has fueled widespread speculation of a potential romantic involvement, potentially starting when Celeste was actually underage, starting when she was potentially around 13 years old. Now, these claims have remained unverified at this current time, so it has to be stated. But the evidence goes as follows. There's family statements. So Celeste's mother told TMZ that her daughter had a boyfriend named David around the time of her disappearance. David spelled normally, by the way. The family believes this refers to D4VD, obviously David Anthony Burke, citing matching tattoos and other ties. Celeste's brother has publicly discussed a likely relationship, including plans for them to go to the movies together. First of all, very odd behaviour there, but it does corroborate a potential relationship, perhaps. Obviously, the matching tattoos are now also being used as huge fuel for this fire. So both of them had a sh tattoo, spelled SHHH, on their right index finger, which the family and online sleuths point to as evidence of potential intimacy. Photos of David's tattoo have circulated widely across the internet. Now, viral images of David with a teenage girl believed to be Celeste, including shared clothing and appearances together. Some claims that she appeared on his streams. A resurfaced stream video allegedly features her with David requesting to be deleted. David was photographed in Lake Elsinore, which is Celeste's hometown. And then we've also got social media chats, music references, which is a huge one at the moment. So a leaked 2023 SoundCloud demo titled Celeste, credited to David, contains obsessive lyrics about a girl named Celeste, and fans link it to her. And some speculate a romantic homicide in 2022 references their dynamic. And then there's also other speculation as well that's gone widespread, which is unverified claims, which include David paying Celeste's family $10,000 weekly to allow their relationship to go ahead, Celeste lying about her age, claiming to be 19, or involvement of a second Celeste. So, for example, Celeste Herrera, whom David follows on Instagram, as a cover-up, and some allege a grooming or payments for silence. Huge claims there. Obviously, every single one of those at this current time has been unverified, apart from obviously the tattoo. So, you know, we need to take what we've heard there with a pinch of salt, but it paints a bit of a picture about the potential relationship between the two. As of right now, has David been arrested? No. As of September 23rd, 2025, David has not been arrested for any of this. Obviously, he is cooperating with the police and the investigation, but not as well, he's probably a suspect, but not as an arrest victim. So there was obviously a search warrant, cause of death, public online sentiment, and all the rest of it. But the reason that he hasn't been arrested as of right now is there is insufficient probable cause, which is what they need to file an arrest and legally arrest David. So the arrests obviously require a probable cause, reasonable belief of involvement in a crime backed by concrete evidence, not just suspicion. The body in his car is a strong link, but more is needed to tie him directly to foul play. Now, the supporting details to this is that the LAPD executed a search warrant on September 18th at the Hollywood Hills home linked to David, near where the Tesla was actually towed from, seizing items like potential blood evidence and electronics for analysis. The results are pending at this current time and could take days or even weeks. There is also ongoing forensic analysis, so the severe decomposition suggesting death near her April 2024 disappearance complicates the autopsy cause/manner of death. DNA from evidence and digital forensics, for example, or verifying social media chats, must be confirmed first. There is also risk of compromising the case, so a premature arrest without ironclad evidence could lead to a potential release, evidence tampering, or a weakened prosecution. Authorities prioritize building an airtight case before actually going ahead with the arrest. There's also a cooperation and no flight risk. So as of right now, David's team says that he is assisting fully in this investigation and that there's no indication of him fleeing. For example, he's cancelled his tours but remains in the United States. And this reduces the urgency for an immediate detention at this current time. And there's also a huge complexity in the timeline. Celeste vanished 17 months ago at 13. Linking events requires tracing her movements and relationships and any accomplices at this current time, to which the police don't have any evidence of David being an accomplice or in any kind of relationship. Obviously, if they can nail all of those things, they will have full cause for an arrest, could go and get him, and then he can be arrested. A lot of people on social media are calling for his arrest. As of right now, he's just a suspect, not actually the guy. So, you know, we need to kind of... He could have been framed for something like this. There's always that possibility. Obviously, if this stuff can be proven, and the things that his family is stating, the tattoo can be linked, and there's also social media movements that track them both being together, then, you know, we can talk a bit further about him being the actual suspect for this. But as of right now, he could just as well be as much of a victim in this as everyone else. What do you guys think of this? Obviously, let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. If there's anything I missed, please share some context down in the comments and developments. This is a live story. I'll keep you updated as best I can as things develop. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. And until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.